Marriage in the Bible wasn't a single event. It was a journey that moved from law to love to celebration. It all began with the selection of a bride. The father of the groom often chose the bride for his son, and to make sure the match would last, he used a trusted matchmaker called a shadchan. This person knew the families, their values, their character, and their future. Once a match was found, the fathers negotiated the Mohar, the bride price. This wasn't buying a wife, it was honoring her worth. The Mohar did two things. It compensated her family, and it protected the bride financially if tragedy ever struck. Then came the most powerful moment. The groom poured a cup of wine and placed it before the bride. She had a choice. If she drank the cup, she accepted the covenant. If she didn't, the process stopped. That cup sealed both a legal and spiritual bond. Here is where today's Americans get it wrong. They incorrectly believe that brides in an arranged marriage had no input. While in some cultures this was true, but in the Hebrew custom they often did. For example, in Genesis 24 verse 58, Rebekah chose to go with the servant sent by Abraham. She consented to go and marry Isaac. Next came betrothal, known as erusin, a written contract, the Ketubah, was signed. From that moment forward, they were legally husband and wife. They didn't live together yet, but breaking this bond required a formal divorce. After betrothal, the groom left. He returned to his father's house and began building a place for his bride. He couldn't come back until his father approved the home as complete. While the groom built, the bride prepared. She sewed her wedding garments, purified herself, and waited. Her bridesmaids stayed alert, oil lamps trimmed and burning, because no one knew the day or the hour. Then, without warning, the groom returned at night with a shout, sometimes with a shofar blast. He came like a thief in the night, lifting his bride and leading her home. Finally, the celebration. The couple entered the bridal chamber. The marriage was consummated. And then the doors opened. A 7-day feast began. Food, wine, joy. The entire community celebrating a new household. The Hebrew marriage ceremonies were much more than just weddings. They also told stories of covenant, commitment, preparation, and joyful fulfillment. And once you understand this ancient journey, then suddenly the story of Jesus and the price he paid for his bride, the church, it all begins to sound very familiar.